You've seen Bitcoin moon, you've seen Ethereum soar, but are you tired of just getting meh returns? It's time to level up your crypto game and discover the next 100x altcoin. In this video, we're going to discover how to find hidden gems with massive growth potential, forget about the blue chips, and unlock the secrets to life-changing profits. In order for us to understand truly how to find these 100x potential altcoins, we have to first of all understand the crypto market, how it's historically run, and what is happening right now. For 100x altcoins, these hidden gems, they aren't that easy to find. They're actually quite difficult, and unless you know where to look and how to unlock them, you actually might be missing a lot of profit. So here we have the total market cap for crypto. It's important that we understand that this has ballooned up massively over the last few months or so, and it has seen some pretty decent gains being made for the likes of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a few other blue chips in the space. Solana is a clear example, and of course we've seen meme coins absolutely pop in. But of course, sometimes people are getting into those meme coins a little bit too late. Wouldn't it be better to get ahead of the curve, to get into Bitcoin before it soared, get into Ethereum before it started to run, and of course, before those meme coins have gone mainstream, find them and get access to them really early? Well, for Bitcoin and for the crypto market, we've seen exponential growth, since the bear market lows of 2022. And we have seen pretty decent growth here for the crypto market, right? And we can see that this went up over 242% here on an average run across the entire crypto space, with the market cap reaching some pretty phenomenal levels. We can see here that we did top out most recently at $2.6 trillion on market cap. Now, if we strip off Bitcoin from this argument, we can see that it's had another really good run. So just altcoins, including Ethereum here, from the 2022 lows, we've seen 179%. It's done pretty well, with the market cap of all altcoins coming in at $1.21 trillion. Pretty phenomenal, right? But what happens when you start to strip out some of the noise? When you take Ethereum out of the equation and you just take a look at the market from the rest of the altcoins, take out Bitcoin, take out Ethereum, we see 167%. So we know that the crypto market, or the altcoin market, is quite a tough one. With well over 25,000 different altcoins out there, it's quite difficult to find those hidden gems that are going to give you the 100x returns. We can see that all crypto, excluding Bitcoin, Ethereum, is at $776 billion, right? A lot of crypto market cap is in there, but it's held by the top 100 projects. It really isn't flowing down into those lower hidden gems, right? We see this with other cryptocurrencies that have yet to significantly move to the upside. Take a look at things like XRP, XLM, Cardano's ADA, for example, all the way through to a few others that have performed okay, but not amazingly. And well, that's where the opportunity lies, not inside the top 100 projects, but in projects that have yet to launch. For example, things that Chris and myself were doing back in 2020, 2019, getting into Polygon's Matic at less than a cent, for example, is a fantastic way of getting in early and seeing where future potential lies. And well, in today's video, we're discussing the secrets to unlocking just that, how to find and how to acquire the 100x potential altcoins. Now, I'm going to give you a few examples of what we've been doing most recently during 2022, 2023, and in 2024 right now as well. Let's go ahead and bring up some stats. Here we have the market cap for a project called 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧. 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧 is currently trading at 51 cents, but it did actually launch up very nicely and hit a $1.14 in terms of price. Now, this $1.14 that 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧 hit was after its TGE, its token generation event, essentially a new project that launched. And wouldn't it have been fantastic to have been able to buy 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧 before the project actually launched? And yes, it would. Now, in the case of 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧 here, it didn't actually do 100x from its TGE. Instead, it was an 86x. It had phenomenal growth from its early seed round and private round investors. I think there people were buying it for around the 2 to 2.5 cent. The exact number is listed down in our free Discord, which, guys, is linked in the description down below. 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧 was was one of those projects that if you could have got in early, you could have seen 86 times your money, which would have been phenomenal. Now, it's not the only project. We've also seen some others that have performed incredibly well as well. For example, 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘 Finance. Although it actually took a very long time before this one actually performed, but it gave investors who were really early in the project time to have their vesting periods complete before the moonshot occurred. And again, we saw this project going from its lows of around 2 cents all the way up here to 26 cents. It's done some phenomenal growth in a very short space of time. Again, another hidden gem in the crypto space. Now, not all projects that you get into super early are going to give you those kind of returns. Some of them are actually going to take a lot longer to kind of bed in, with projects that have real utility, real world use cases. Maybe they're even dealing with real world assets like 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘 here. Now, if you take a look at some of these, they still are underperforming. Take a look at 𝗖𝗢𝗠𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘, which is still actually a really good value from where we were investing at seed and private rounds. We can see here that it's still trading at around 6 cents. So it hasn't yet had its moonshot moment, and still plenty of opportunity to get into this particular hidden gem, in my humble opinion. But that's not really what I want to talk about in today's video. I want to give you one hidden gem that is yet to launch that is going to, in my opinion, have the potential at that 100x return on your investment. This particular project is something called 𝗕𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗧. Now, I'm not going to go into great details of this project in this particular video. I think this is something that you should be taking away and doing your own research on, because this particular project is looking to do another private sale to early round investors. Okay, this investment could be a 100x potential, but again, it's important that you do your own research and come to your own conclusions. I am not a financial advisor. I cannot give you financial advice. All I can do is share my thoughts and opinions on what I think is worth investing in the crypto space. Now, this particular project is one that I am looking at. Now, I'm looking at this for a couple of different reasons. I think the technology is fantastic, what they're building, and the use cases around what this technology could be used for is exactly what I want to see in the space, and therefore it kind of ticks a lot of the boxes. I've spoken to the team on a couple of occasions, and they've answered some very difficult questions that I've posed to them. I think that the team's well developed. They've been working on this for quite some time, and ultimately I can see this thing going to a lot of places. So it's well worth doing some research if you're interested in a potential 100x altcoin like 𝗕𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗧. Now, that begs the question, how do you participate? It's not just that you can ring them up and say, I would like to place an order for $10,000 of your 𝗕𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗧 token. How do you actually participate in such a sale? Well, fortunately, we've launched a platform to help you do just this. We've launched something called the Secret Crypto Club. It's been running pretty much since the 1st of January after the successes that we had back in 2023 and 2022 when it came towards seed round investment. Normally, Chris and myself deal with the projects directly. We invested in things like NewNet directly and invested in 𝗖𝗢𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗧 directly with the teams, and we've seen fantastic returns on those investments. So we decided what we'd do is we'd try to set up a crowdfunding group that essentially allows people to gain access to what would normally be inaccessible. And that's what the Secret Crypto Club is all about. We've created 3 NFTs that are basically allow you to gain access at different levels of these seed and private sales when they are available, right? There's a lot of details here. I will put all the links to this in the description down below so you can investigate this further. You can also join the Discord down in the description below, and you can ask our existing members their experiences. As I said, there are 3 level NFTs here. We have the alpha, which is completely minted out. The only way that this is obtainable now is through a secondary NFT marketplace. We have the beta, which is still being minted right now, and we have the omega, which is still being minted right now. Each of these give you different level access. What I mean by that is the amount of money that you can invest in a private sale. Now, there is, of course, a little bit of history when it comes to launch pads, which essentially is kind of what we're trying to do here, in the sense of we're crowdfunding and basically giving you access to projects that maybe you'd only be able to kind of get access to through launch pads. Now, launch pads usually have a high barrier to entry, meaning that you normally have to hold $10,000 of a token to be able to allocate maybe $100 to $200 in one of their launch pads, should you get there fast enough, because of course they're all first come, first serve. There are, of course, some launch pads where you have to hold well over $100,000 of a token or an NFT of some kind to be able to access just those launchpad launches as well. And again, the barrier to entry is very, very high, keeping the wealth within the wealthy, essentially, right? What we're trying to do here is crowdfund it. We're trying to basically lower that barrier to entry with our NFTs coming in at a cost of $125 for the Omega and $250 for the 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘. This is a really low barrier to entry, but a barrier nonetheless, because you have to be serious about taking part in private or seed round sales. You can't just kind of throw $100 at these things. You should be thinking a minimum of $200, $300, maybe even $1,000. Omega NFTs obviously can invest up to $1,000 and 𝗕𝗘s up to $2,500. And an alpha NFT holder has no cap, can invest an unlimited amount depending on how much is actually available from the project directly. So it's important to understand that this is a way into really early seed round, private round investments. Think of them like ICOs in the very early stages. Imagine getting into Bitcoin during its very first stages, or Ethereum during its very first stages, XRP, Cardano, BNB, and so forth. If you were able to buy them at the point of token generation, you would have been phenomenally well in profit at this point. And that's kind of what we're trying to do when it comes to our platform here within our Discord. Crowdfund it and let you guys get access, pooling all of the funds together so that we can participate. Sometimes some of these projects have a minimum ticket of $500,000, meaning that you have to pull together $500,000 to be able to participate. And what we try to do here is basically level that playing field, and by giving you all access to that level of investment. You can let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments down below, and don't forget to join us down in the Discord server where more details are available. Now, you're not going to want to sleep on it because we are close to minting out on some of these NFTs that have launched just a day ago. Here we can see that we've minted 181 out of the 1,000 𝗕𝗘s and 268 out of the 2,000 Omegas. You want to jump on this as fast as you can because the price increases every 7 days by $25. The first come in here, the earlier you get into these, the cheaper these NFTs are, and the later you are, unfortunately, that barrier to entry does get more expensive. Bear in mind, there is a limited supply of these NFTs. If they all do mint out, the only other place you're going to be able to get them is on a secondary marketplace for NFTs. So what are you waiting for? You want to find that next 100x altcoin, that next opportunity to massively see huge returns on your investment. Then this is one of those opportunities that is knocking at your door. And it's an opportunity that you may or may not wish to take part in. You can let me know in the comments down below. Join us in our free Discord to ask us more questions. All the links are in the description down below. And if you haven't done so already, I urge you guys to check this video out right here, where we're discussing what's going on in some of the other projects in the crypto space.